What is up, guys? It is Game Storms here, and man, is it fucking late in the morning. It is actually 6:30 when I'm recording this audio. So I just got done work and I wanted to record this audio before I go to bed so I can render the video while I sleep and just upload it right away, even though it'll be rendered out way before I wake up. But that's not what I wanted to talk about today. The gameplay in the background is some Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2. It is me going for the epic challenge for the day. What is it? Playing Graveyard Ops on crazy difficulty. So I have the second half when it goes for the first boss wave to the end of the game. And I hope you guys enjoy the gameplay, but that is not what I want to talk about today is the gameplay. I wanted to talk about today about Pokemon. So, as you guys know, last Saturday was a Pokemon Day, as said by GameStop. So, it's been 20 years since the Pokemon game has been released, and I wanted to know if you guys have been playing, if you've got the digital download of blue, red, or yellow, or what is it, you have to go get a hard copy, I guess, for the 2DS. If you guys went out and did that, I've been spending since Saturday, I've been playing like an hour, maybe two at most, for PVZ, and then I just play some Pokemon. And as of now, just before I recorded this video, I did beat the Elite Four. I got red version, beat the Elite Four. Took me 15 and a half hours right on the spot. As soon as the credits ended, it said I had 15 hours, 30 minutes played. 54 Raichu, 48 Blastoise, 46 Nidoking, 45 Mr. Mime, 45 Snorlax, level 50 Articuno, which Articuno I didn't even use except for two pokes, which was Lance's Dragonite and Blue's Venusaur. So, pretty much he was pointless. Before I had Articuno, I was using Pidgeot, but I don't care much for Pidgeot. A lot of people do, but I never have. But I knew I needed a flying type on my team, so that's why he was on my team. Now, with these releases of the original games after 20 years of Pokemon, which is unbelievable that it's been out that long, considering that I'm only 20 right now, I'll be turning 21 soon, but almost my entire life, my entire existence so far, it's been Pokemon. And I just wanted to go over how I got into Pokemon, where I started from, and how I enjoy it today and the way I play it today. So, the very first time I got Pokemon, I think I was first grade, because I remember when I got Ruby and Sapphire. That was when I was in second grade, because I only lived in Reading for 1 year, and that was the year that came out. So either a year or two before Ruby and Sapphire came out, I went to our local game store, Microplay, and I wanted a Pokemon game. I think that's what I wanted, a Pokemon game. All I know is I wanted a Game Boy game for my Game Boy, and I saw Pokemon there. I know I watched the show, and I enjoyed watching the show. So I got yellow version. That day I got yellow version, went home, started it up, and guess what, guys? I traded it back in the next day, because I did not enjoy it. I was, a measly 7 years old, 6 years old, something like that, and I didn't know what to do. I had my starter Pokemon, and that is it. Literally, the very first thing you have to do in the game, where you have to go get the whatever the fuck you have to get from the Pokemart for Professor Oak, I didn't know you had to get that. So I grabbed my starter Pokemon, started on my journey, got to frickin', Viridian? Is that what the name of the first city is? So I get to Viridian City, and I go up, and that guy stops you saying he didn't have his coffee yet, or whatever the fuck he says, the stupid nonsense, that gibberish he spits out for not letting you pass because he didn't have his coffee or whatever bullshit that was. I couldn't pass it, and I didn't know how to get past, because like when it comes to video games, I don't read text. I just go with it. So I didn't even know. I actually had to pick up some thing from the Pokemart for Professor Oak and return it. So that is how I actually started getting into Pokemon. I get yellow version and I trade it back the next day. And I actually traded in the next day and got a Donkey Kong game for my Game Boy. Now, I don't know what necessarily made me go out and get Pokemon again. I think I learned, like somebody told me, one of my friends told me that you had to get that thing from the Pokemart, which made me go get the games again. So I ended up getting like all the games at one point. I know I got gold and silver. I think I got next before I got yellow in them. And I'm pretty positive I beat those. I'm not even actually 100% positive I beat the original gold and silver. But I know I got them because I know I started a game. Well, I put the game in and there was already a finished game in it with full like level 100 team or something. It was pretty crazy. But I never was like super into the Pokemon. Like, I played Pokemon, I enjoyed it. I ended up getting what, blue, red, yellow, every single one up to when Fire Red, Leaf Green. I had all of them. Fire Red, Leaf Green, blue, red, yellow, silver, crystal, gold, ruby, sapphire, and emerald. Had all of them because I started like really liking Pokemon a lot. Now I didn't play it to an extent, like all I did was I played it, beat it, and that was that. I never restart. I always beat it. The first game that I took a little further than that was Sapphire, where I actually was like trying to catch as many Pokemon as I could. I'm pretty sure I caught every Pokemon that I could, except for Safari Zone Pokemon and Pokemon that were not in Sapphire version that needed to be traded over. Pretty sure I had every Pokemon other than those. So when it came to the first 3 Gen Pokes, I loved them. I loved Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3. It wasn't until Heart Gold and Soul Silver came out that I realized that Gen 2 was my favorite gen. I love all the Pokemon in Gen 2. Plus with Gen 2 you have your Gen 1 pokes, which are amazing Pokemon as well. The original 151 are just fantastic design. And when did Heart Gold and Soul Silver come out? They came out after 4th gen? That's what I'm assuming. I'm pretty sure that makes sense to me. So, I want you guys to leave in the comments. As of right now, so far, there's going to be more to leave in the comments. But so far as in the comments, I want you to leave if you've got the digital downloads for the games, and if you've been playing, and what your team's like so far, and leave in the comments down below what you thought of my team. Check back at the beginning of the video to listen to what it was again. And the next thing I want you to tell me is what your least favorite Pokemon game was. What was your least favorite gen? Mine was Gen 4. I literally never hated Pokemon as much as I hated it when Gen 4 came around. Gen 4 to me was just awful. Like, the design of the story was just bad for some reason. I just didn't enjoy it. I didn't really care for those gen of Pokemon either. The way the HM setups, defog and stuff, I thought was just absolutely stupid. Now, this is the type of Pokemon player I am today and have been for a very long time. I've been one of the players that gets both copies of the game. I get, let's say, Ruby and Sapphire, Heart Gold and Soul Silver. I get both. I always get both. And for Gen 4, I didn't. I got Diamond. And that's all I got. Because usually what I do is I get the game, play through it, and beat it. If I enjoyed it, I get the other one, which I usually enjoy them. Gen 4 didn't enjoy. Never got the other one. I never got Pearl. I never got what was the third one, like I forget, with Giratina, whatever the hell it was, something stupid. I never got them. I didn't enjoy it. That's what it was for me. It just wasn't something I liked. Then they came out with Heart Gold and Soul Silver, and my love for that game is so much. Like, I love that game. Letting your Pokemon follow behind is such a great idea. Don't know why they haven't brought it back yet. Gen 2 in general, just a great story. Great lineup of Pokemon. They have Gen 1 in there. Great lineup of Pokemon. It was my first Pokemon game where I actually trained and got up to a full level 100 team. Like, it was, oh my god, so much. I probably played through that game 10 to 12 times full, from start all the way to all 16 badges and the Elite Four again, like 10 to 12 times. As of now, I have like 50 level 100s that I just trained by facing the Elite Four over and over again. Yeah, I have about 50 level 100s. I have a shit ton of Pokemon. I bred out the ass to get Pokemon so that when I want to start my game over, I have a variety of Pokemon to choose from that I can trade over and build the team from scratch, from low level all the way up. And I never get bored of it. It's so good. And once they invented they brought the 3D Pokemon. Yeah, that's nice. Black and White weren't bad. They weren't the best. I enjoyed them. Played through them several times. Black and White 2. Of course, I only got Black 2 because you could trade between Black and White. So I wasn't getting White 2. Fuck it. Not bad. Not the greatest, but definitely better than Gen 4. And then they came out with X and Y. X and Y, fantastic games. The 3D is really nice. It's very enjoyable. Played through those a couple times. I actually think that they are going a little bit the wrong way with Pokemon, with making it easy with the XP share. Like, I don't run the XP share in the Pokemon games now because, I mean, there's no point. It makes the game, like, terribly easy. They need to go back to the original EXP share where you can only give it to one Pokemon and he gets half the XP, and the Pokemon that's out gets full XP or whatever it was. I don't even remember how it was anymore. Now, with the release of these digital downloads, I'm going back to the digital downloads. I'm done with Pokemon, with how I experienced it and went through. I actually became the type of Pokemon player I am now. Is I'm not a competitive player. I'm a casual Pokemon player. I like playing through the story. Beating it, getting level 100s by just training against the Elite Four. I don't worry about IVs or EVs. That's not my thing. I'm not about competitive battling. Never have been. Probably my whole career of playing Pokemon, I've probably had 5 to 10 online battles, and they've all been against friends sitting right in front of me. So that's not the type I play. Actually, for Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, when they came out with those, I actually enjoy those. I enjoy the remake of those. I love Gen 3. But the thing that pisses me off about the remakes is how they added that extra chapter after you beat the Elite Four, which I found incredibly stupid. So, like, the way I play is beat the Elite Four, and then I'll continue to go face the Elite Four to get to level 100. But now, if I want to do that in Omega Ruby or Alpha Sapphire, I would have to do that whole extra chapter, which is quite a good amount of content, and I don't feel like doing it, so I just trade over to my other game where I've already done it, and I just restart again. Now, with the digital downloads, one thing I realized once I started playing it again, because you kind of forget the nostalgia of the first games, and the one thing I forgot about was all the bugs that were in Gen 1 that make you realize how much they've progressed in the Pokemon series. Like, Gen 1, you have so many, like, irritating things. The crit, the amount of times you can crit in that game is nuts. It's way higher. Has to be way higher of a percentage than the rest of the games. The wrap ability with wrap, bind, fire spin, any moves that have like continuous hits. The irritating fact of that, where you're not allowed to attack when a Pokemon does that type of move to you. You can't attack on the turn you wake up. The limited storage space, like those are just some irritating things. And I didn't remember about them until I started playing again. But I actually handled it pretty well, and I enjoyed my playthrough of Red version again. I did. I enjoyed it a lot. I'm glad I got it. It's only what, $10 and something cents. So it was worth playing the 15 and a half hours I played it. Got my money's worth. Less than $1 an hour. And I enjoyed it. Now, if you guys haven't heard, they have announced that they are coming out with a new Pokemon game this year, which I am highly excited for. I was a little disappointed that there was no Pokemon game last year, but I understood that if they were making a new Pokemon game, they don't need to release one every year. If it's going to be great, if they're putting maximum effort into these games, who cares if they skip a year? So they're coming out with a new Pokemon game, Pokemon Sun, Pokemon Moon. I actually didn't know they were coming out till the day after it was announced, and my friend told me that it was announced. The sheer excitement that rushed through my body when I heard that there was a new Pokemon game is like no other. There's no other game where I get that sheer excitement that a game of that, from that, what is it? I can't think of the word. But you guys kind of probably understand what I'm talking about. When a game like that comes out and that excitement you just get. And I couldn't believe it. But I want to talk about what I hope that they bring to this. Now, sure, there's really only one thing that I hope they bring to this. Really, there's only one thing. And it's from my tried and true favorite Pokemon game so far, Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Now, of course, they're going to stick with the 3D theme, which is fine. I like the 3D theme. It's cool. But with this 3D theme, they need to bring back letting Pokemon follow you. They have to be... There is no reason why they cannot follow you. There has to be... It has to be possible. Like, literally, they're 3D models in battle. So why can't they be a 3D model in the game? It has to be possible. They have to do it for this game. Gen 7 has to have the tried, true Heart Gold, Soul Silver experience of letting Pokemon follow behind you, letting you see your Pokemon. Even if, like, I don't know, tell me what your favorite Pokemon game was, and tell me if you enjoyed having Pokemon follow behind you in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, because I don't know if, like, majority of people don't like it, and that's the reason why they never brought it back, or if there's people like me who love it. There's one simple answer to this. Put it in the game and have it in settings to be turned off or on. Boom, done. That's all they have to do. That's all I want for this Gen 7 game. I'm sure I don't even know what they're going to be thinking of when it comes to the new Pokemon. I really don't know. What designs are they going to come up with? That one design they showed us, it looked like it was a hummingbird to me. That's what it looked like. Or a woodpecker. One or the other. So, I'm pretty sure they've never made a Pokemon design off of those types of birds. So they could. A hummingbird or a woodpecker. They could easily do that. So, that looks interesting. And I'm excited. I can't wait to see what new designs they come out with. What the evolutions are going to be. What are the starters going to look like? It is, oh my god. What can they do for starters? Are they going to be doing the typings that people want them to do? Bug dragons. Freaking all the typings that they haven't done yet. They need to put together. Every typing that hasn't been done needs to be put together. A bug dragon. what is it, grass? Is there a grass dragon? I don't think there is. Yeah, well, there is now, okay. Mega Sceptile is grass dragon, but fuck that. That don't count. There needs to be one without a mega evolution. And just, even with that, what are going to be the new megas? Are there going to be new Gen 7s that have megas? Or are they just going to do more megas from the old gens? Like, I can't go on anymore. Because it's going to open up too many things, and I think I've rambled on long enough. And I think I probably lost 3/4 of yous already. I don't know what gameplay is after the frickin' graveyard ops. I don't know, but it's something. And either way, I hope you're enjoying my commentary. But I can't wait. It sounds amazing. That's the only thing I want. Leave in the comments down what you guys want, and I hope you guys enjoyed this commentary, because I enjoyed telling it. I enjoyed sharing my story. Go ahead and leave in the comments how you got into Pokemon. I'm glad to read them. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, guys. And I hope you guys have a great day. And I hope you continue battling on, catching them all. Peace.